Hey guys, welcome back. Well, another big week in crypto, the land that never sleeps. And if I had to sum up this week in just one word, it would be bullish, bullish, bullish. We had the B Word conference and the main discussion between Elon Musk, Cathie Wood, and Jack Dorsey of Twitter. Some amazing charts came across my desk this week, which I will be sharing, and some of the most bullish news to date came pouring in. So in this video, we'll take a quick look at the price action for the week. I'll give my key takeaways from the B Word discussion between Elon, Cathie, and Jack. And then we'll finish with the biggest crypto news of the week. As always, if you do find anything useful in the video, then drop a like, always appreciated. And seriously, after watching this video, tell me how anyone can think that crypto is not one of the best opportunities right now. Okay, first up, let's take a look at this week's price action. Check it out. So here we have our Bitcoin price chart, and you can see ever since the big crash a couple of months ago, Bitcoin and the market has been in this downward trending market. Last week again was starting to sell off, and Bitcoin again broke below the 30k mark, but I think the B Word conference was very positive, and again it quickly got bought back up. Now, if we add in our support line and our resistance line, in technical analysis, this is known as a falling wedge. But the good news is that 2 out of 3 times, this is a bullish pattern, where it ends up where the price does break through to the upside. One of the biggest things this week was the B Word event, put together by Cathie Wood and Jack Dorsey, how institutions can embrace Bitcoin. And they broke it up to different sessions. You had demystifying Bitcoin, and they also covered supporting the developer ecosystem, securing the network, regulating Bitcoin, where we had a representative from the SEC. But it was the live conference between Cathie Wood, Elon Musk, and Jack Dorsey, which was the main event. So overall, I thought the conference was very positive for Bitcoin and the crypto market, and it did cause the price to rally back up from the weekly drop. And the main takeaways for me from the discussion were, Cathie Wood is clearly a Bitcoin bull, and with her price target of $500,000, she clearly thinks this whole thing is going a lot higher. Jack Dorsey is also a Bitcoin bull, and he is focusing on creating a Bitcoin hard wallet, and one that can pass the grandma test. What is the grandma test? Well, the technology still is a bit confusing for many users, and it's going to be a lot more accessible for a larger number of people if we can simplify the user experience. If people can just buy Bitcoin with a click and it instantly goes into a super safe, easy to use hard wallet, it will open up the market to a much larger audience. Tesla will be accepting Bitcoin again as payment in the not too distant future, as Elon referenced the positive data which came back from the miners. And also, Elon didn't just buy Bitcoin for Tesla, he also added it to SpaceX's balance sheet. Bullish. We had great news for all Ethereum fans, as Elon Musk has invested into Ethereum. Now, we know that he already owns Bitcoin and Dogecoin, but Ethereum was a new insight. And it did sound to me that Elon Musk would prefer it if Dogecoin was the world's internet currency. However, most of his crypto allocation is in Bitcoin. And I think this is likely because at this point, Bitcoin has a higher probability of succeeding. And unless he puts some serious money and resource into Dogecoin, I can't see it catching up with Bitcoin. There are simply too many people and too many companies all pushing and developing Bitcoin. It's going to be really hard to stop. And I also listened into the interview with the SEC representative, as regulation is going to be a very important part. And again, it was very positive. In fact, she said that a Bitcoin ETF was a really good idea. This way, when people are buying into Bitcoin, they'd be doing it through a regulated environment. A great point, and I do think a US Bitcoin ETF will be coming soon. So overall, very bullish and positive for crypto. Okay, on to the best charts of the week. Check it out. We have our 3 charts of the week, and first up, it's to do with Bitcoin's hash rate. So you'll notice that hash rate was going really strong, and it was until about this point when the news came out that China was beginning to ban its miners and force them to shut down, that the hash rate started to collapse. And Bitcoin's price is generally correlated to hash rate. But the positive news, this is what's going on behind the scenes, is that the hash rate is starting to recover. And as Tyler Winklevoss says, few people understand this. Next up, we have a report by Goldman Sachs, and this one was an analysis on which protocols had the most network growth since 2018, and they measured Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin, Dash, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, and Ethereum Classic. And essentially what it shows is that Ethereum is the strongest protocol that is seeing the biggest network growth. Ripple has also done very well. Bitcoin is a good benchmark. And interestingly, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash have big pops in their non-zero addresses. And this is the pinnacle of a picture is worth 1,000 words. So one of the most popular developments in crypto is DeFi, decentralized finance, and this is how many global users are currently using DeFi, which basically says we are just getting started. And why I really like this chart is that this is the first time I've actually seen global population shown in this kind of picture. So this in itself brought some really interesting insights. I didn't realize that India was so close to China when it came to population. So obviously China's doing very well in the world, but this says to me that if India could get the right leadership, it really could become a global powerhouse. Also, look how small the United States is. We're all used to see the United States at the top of any table, and they are the global reserve currency, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not much bigger than Indonesia. And also it shows just how small some of these EU countries are. UK, France, Italy, Germany. So a great chart of the week. So Bitcoin's hash rate is beginning to pick back up. And hash rate is basically all the processing going on the blockchain. With the China miners being forced to shut down, the hash rate did collapse as they were forced to relocate. But it looks like many of them are beginning to get back online, and to China's detriment. When it comes to crypto adoption, a picture speaks 1,000 words, and I think it clearly showed we are just getting started. And the fact that these big investment banks like Goldman Sachs are creating reports on crypto is great, and it legitimizes this whole industry. Okay, and to finish, now for the biggest news of the week. Check it out. Bitcoin mining isn't nearly as bad for the environment as it used to be, new data shows. And this was a recent piece by CNBC, and just look how the FUD narrative is beginning to change. Data released from the Bitcoin Mining Council showed that Bitcoin mining is a lot greener than people think. And it is in fact over the 50% mark, which is a lot higher than the main countries around the world. We had Bank of America approves Bitcoin futures trading for some clients. And also Bank of New York Mellon joined State Street in crypto trading push. So the US banks are really opening up to crypto. 2 of the world's largest custody banks have publicly backed cryptocurrency trading platform Pure Digital. And this is from growing demand from traditional asset managers. And this is Bank of New York Mellon has joined a consortium of 6 other banks, which is clearly very bullish for the market. Bank of Korea is stepping up its CBDC, its central bank digital currency, partnering with Consensus, which is a major Ethereum software company, helping to test its CBDC. We had the biggest private crypto deal ever. And this is a crypto exchange, FTX, and it closed $900 million in funding. But what was really interesting about this piece is the people getting involved. Over 60 investors, and this included Sequoia, which is one of the most reputable VC firms in the world. You had Coinbase Ventures, SoftBank, the Paul Tudor Jones family, VanEck, Circle, the company behind the second biggest stablecoin. Then we had some surveys. Fidelity, 71% of institutional investors plan to buy crypto. And Goldman Sachs survey reveals almost 50% of family office clients want to get into crypto. And this survey by Goldman Sachs polled 150 family offices. It found that only 15% had actually already invested, and that 45% was showing interest in buying some digital assets. And they see crypto as a good hedge against higher inflation, especially following a year of unprecedented global monetary and fiscal stimulus. Then, hot off the press, JP Morgan to give all wealth clients access to crypto funds. JP Morgan Chase is allowing wealth management clients access to a selection of crypto funds, mainly through Grayscale. So this will be Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, Ethereum Trust, Bitcoin Cash Trust, Ethereum Classic Trust. And this also includes the commission-free Chase trading app. And interestingly, this was JP Morgan's CEO in 2017, saying Bitcoin is a fraud. Bitcoin is a fraud and will blow up. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase. Then just 3 years later, JP Morgan to give all wealth clients access to crypto funds. What a difference 3 years can make. Then talk about bullish. The Rothschild family. It is one of the biggest, wealthiest families ever to exist. The Rothschilds basically developed and built the European banking system for hundreds of years. And while everyone was selling in Q2, the Rothschild tripled their Bitcoin exposure. And they also increased their holdings in the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. Who else bought the dip? None other than Cathie Wood's ARK Invest. They've purchased a number of times in this crash, but just in the last 2 days, they've bought another $13 million worth of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and $43 million into Coinbase stock. In Europe, we had German bank Comdirect now offering 11 cryptos, exchange-traded products in their savings plan. And finally, to finish up, a very interesting piece. Did you know that when Apple was doing their IPO many decades ago, Massachusetts actually banned people from buying the stock as they classified Apple as being too risky? And this certainly reminds me of what's going on in crypto right now. So after seeing all that, how can anyone not be bullish on the crypto market? We had Elon Musk stating that not just Tesla, but SpaceX had added Bitcoin to the balance sheet, and they will be accepting Bitcoin as payment in the not too distant future. Bitcoin's hash rate is beginning to pick back up. Fidelity and Goldman Sachs' surveys are showing that demand is picking up from institutional investors. Then, while all the retail investors were selling in Q2, the uber-rich, ultra-wealthy Rothschild had tripled their exposure to Bitcoin and also bought into Ethereum. And Bitcoin's biggest bull, Cathie Wood, just keeps on buying. So if I had to sum up this week in just one word, I think you know what it would be. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Just to say then, if you did, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, then click below and join us. I do have some great videos coming up that you don't want to miss. Okay, cheers guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.